My boy Jin Mori. Honestly, I would honestly say Jin Mori is probably one of the coolest main characters of the next generation anime. Now I know a lot of you guys already know about my boy Jin Mori because a lot of you guys do read God of High School. If you guys do not know, God of High School is based off a webtoon. It was later turned into a series by Crunchyroll, and they had some funding in it. You know what I'm saying? They put some effort into this. This wasn't one of those throwaway animes or throwaway webtoons or manga that get animated and then they really don't put that much effort into it, bro. I will honestly say the whole entire time that I watched God of High School, I was just completely immersed. I will say it was extremely phenomenal. Now the reason why I say that, because it has all those classic features of a battle shonen. Like, it's just straight to the point. It's not all these weird power-ups. It's not all this weird stuff going on. I mean, at some point or another, you do see them get this strange power that they call Cherokee, or if I'm pronouncing that right. But at some point or another, you get to see like them clash, and they have this standard where it's just like hand-to-hand combat. It's just hand-to-hand combat with some flashiness on it, bro. And they kept it like that. It wasn't like my trap card has been revealed and this ability gives me 6 other abilities plus that ability. You know what I'm saying? You know how they got those people who have like one power, then that power turned into 6 powers, and those 6 powers turn into 12, and those 12 turn into 24, and then now you got a whole math equation stuck in your head, and you're just like, what the fuck is actually going on? All I wanted to do was watch anime. I wanted to see somebody throw hands. And honestly, watching God of High School, I was just like all into it, bro. I was just like, damn, bro, they really throwing hands. Like, bro, when we seen Jin Mori first pop up, he's one of those characters who was always ready for a fight. He was always looking for somebody stronger than him. It wasn't that he had ill intent against anybody, or it wasn't that he had some type of vendetta against all these people. He just really wanted to get stronger. The man really wanted to get stronger. Like, that was his whole purpose. He was on some Goku shit. He was like, look, I want to get stronger. I want to find my grandpa. Deadass. Goku was always talking about Grandpa Gohan in Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to figure out what happened to him and shit like that. And then we have Jin Mori, who's trying to find his grandpa, who's throwing hands. Now, it's a little different because Goku was small. And Jin Mori is a grown-ass high schooler. He's 17 in anime. Up until a certain point. He was 16, up until that point he turned 17. And like I said, this man has been shown to throw the utmost hands. It really does give me a lot of hope for the future of anime, right? Because we get all these different animes where they kind of write these characters off to be more related to fan service, or they be kind of written off to have these like dingy personality traits. And the only thing that we got from my boy Jin Mori was that he was a lot like Goku, right? Goku has 2 dingy traits, right? I just said that he didn't have a lot, but two is pretty small. The dingy traits where Goku had an absent mind, and he always wanted to fight somebody strong. The same thing with Jin Mori. He has a fucking absent mind. He gets easily distracted by certain things, and he has like, this sudden urge that he just wants to get stronger. That was his dingy trait. Like, he always wanted to fight the stronger person, or he was always absent-minded. When they looked at him in the show, he was always kind of glaring off into space. He was always just wondering about different shit, or he was trying to figure out how this person got this power or something like that. Now, aside from those dingy traits that I mentioned, we do see Jin Mori have these superhero traits. What I mean by that is this man goes out his way to protect any and everybody. If he sees somebody who's being harmed and they look like they're completely helpless, or they look like they're extremely innocent, my man is pulling up and he is throwing hands with whoever he got to throw hands with. The boy will look at you and just be like, yo, I don't care if you my paw, you did it wrong. That's fucked up. You don't treat a human like that. That's no way to respect the person. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fight. We gotta throw hands, bro. That's the only way we gonna solve this issue. And we've seen that happen a number of times throughout the God of High School and the animation. Now, in the webtoon, you might even see it a lot more. But in the animation, we see, he got disqualified because he entered a ring because he saw somebody getting beat up too gruesomely. He seen the brutality of the fight, and he just wasn't standing for it. He just was like, yo, I don't care if this is a tournament. I don't care how powerful you are. The fight been over, bro. Like, show some mercy to this person. You're just going ham and you're just trying to attack this person to no end and kill them for what? You know what I'm saying? You've already proven your point. You already won the fight. What else do you gain from this? And it was one of those things where you seen he got really upset when he got those opponents who were more on some like torturing type of vibe. Those sadistic opponents, those like masochist like people, like, they get off to like actually like hurting people, or they get off to seeing other people bleed and grovel and shit like that. And we seen Jin Mori just not have it, you know. And that's what I respect about his character. You know, he was one of those people who was just like, yo, that's morally fucked up. You know, you shouldn't treat a person like that. That's not something you do to a person. You know what I'm saying? You treat them with respect, you know, or, you know, you have a fair fight and just call it that. You know, there's principles to even a fight, if that makes sense. Now, I know that's not how it works in the real world. I know that's not how it works in a lot of situations in life. But the fact that there's people that try to uphold that is dope. And then that they showed us a character in the anime, you know, this storytelling, like, you know, they're trying to project that storytelling into our realm. You know what I mean? They want kids to see like a kid get bullied at school or something like that. They want them to be able to step in. And honestly, Jin Mori, they basically gives that type of image. You know, he gives that type of foundation as the character he's built himself around, right? All right, so we talked about the feats. We talked about the morality that Jin Mori have. We talked about how he's like similar to Goku. I've talked about, you know, just how God of High School was really well animated, how it was extremely well put together. You know, it's one of those animes that just wasn't thrown away. You see a lot of anime that just get thrown away just because, you know, it's hype, it's popular. We see a lot of animes get these big old start-offs and then they end up falling off and they get these like weird-ass endings and everything be extremely buns. But they held it together. Now, throughout this story, right, I wanted to talk about Jin Mori. Jin Mori is a prodigy. This man is all off the chain. Like, I'm talking about he throwing hands with everybody. And not to mention, his fighting style resembles my boy Wukong, a.k.a. the Monkey God, a.k.a. the Sun God, whatever you want to call him. There's a lot of different interpretations. If you look throughout anime history, you've seen Wukong, the Sun King, the Monkey God. Then you seen that they had a lot of influence. You see that in like a whole bunch of animes. You know what I'm saying? There's in One Piece, it's in Naruto, it's in Dragon Ball Z. You know, now we have it with Jin Mori, right? And honestly, like, I don't know if you guys play League of Legends. I used to play League of Legends a lot. I used to main Wukong jungle, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, when I seen that boy pull out the staff from the Cherokee, bro, I was like, what? Nani? Like, my dude really was stepping up to throw hands to the maximum power. And then on top of that, what was really interesting about Jin Mori was he didn't necessarily want to actually use the Cherokee's power. My boy was like, nah, I don't want that. I don't want to use that. If I can't use my own strength, I don't want it. Like, I'm not about to use their powers. Like, I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, yo, who is Jin? Like, who is he? Who is Morty? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who is this kid that knows about this power but refuses to use it? You know, he's already strong. So imagine if he used that power, he was amplified. Now, we did get to that situation where he was, like, forced into using that power and he had no absolute choice. It was one of those things where we just seen, like, a glimpse of it, then we seen him fully unleash it, right? And in that moment, we got, like, Your Majesty, like, this little cutscene from the actual Wukong himself, you know. It's like, well, I wouldn't even say Wukong, because I don't think it was Wukong. I think it was just hold up his, like, attendant, because they walked up to Jin Mori in his mind as king. They walked up to him as Your Majesty. You know, the first thing they introduced themselves is like, Your Majesty, is it time? Is it time that you'll wake up? Is it time that you'll use your power? And then even when we seen him awaken that power, you know, we seen Mujina basically come out of nowhere and say he's a god. Like, he was already a god. Like, you know, when you use Cherokee, you're borrowing the power of gods. You're using the power of gods to help fight. You basically using your abilities to amplify it. But for Jin Mori, he was already part god. He was already, you know, embedded with this. This is not something that, you know, he's borrowing. This is something that's originally his. So he is the reincarnation of Wukong, Sun God, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I don't know the depths because I didn't go into the webtoon to, like, really go into detail. You know, I've been keeping surface based. I've been watching the anime. I don't know what's really going on in the manga. Well, webtoon. I keep saying manga, but we're going to have to check that out at some point or another, right? So, all in all, it's just like, you know, we got this character who's a prodigy who fought against the Key, a.k.a. the Nine-Tailed Fox that destroyed half of heaven. And then we have him fighting against the reincarnated version of that, plus him being a god on his own. Then he turn around and he fights the person that absorbs the Key, that becomes like the predecessor to the Nine-Tailed Fox, wants to destroy heaven or whatever and reach the power of the gods. But along those lines, you know, I didn't really want to go into too much detail because I don't know how much of God of High School you guys are into or how much you guys are watching. essentially, like, this man taps into this forbidden power that was originally his, and then we learn the depthness of him. We learn a little bit about his past. We know that his memories have been sealed, so his memories has been sealed for a reason. You know, maybe he's been reincarnated, maybe he was a kid that got, you know, shrunken at some point or another, maybe he got reverted back to a child or something like that. Because for Mugen to say that he's straight up a god in the flesh, like Jin Mori is a god in the flesh, that goes to show that there's a lot of interesting stuff that's happening in the background. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in the works of this series. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things where they just putting everything on a platform. Like, we knew he was different. We knew he was something special, but like, I didn't know dude was a god. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was going to challenge the gods. He wanted to fight the gods. He wanted to be strong enough. You know, this dude was really going toe to toe with some real giants, people that had powers that was extremely unexplainable. Because when you seen like the commissioners that was basically refereeing the tournament and using these powers, you know, in the beginning they was just throwing just classic hands, right? They was just throwing classic hands, and then all of a sudden the commissioner come out with this power, you know. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell is going on? Is this some Yu-Gi-Oh shit, like this hologram? But it was actually like his power. The essence of his power was so fierce that he can pull out beings from different worlds, and those beings were the same beings that helped assist people to destroy gods or fight gods, but they're actually using power of the gods. So it's really weird. It's really interesting. But all in all, you know, this man alone doesn't need to borrow the power. He is the power. He is the sun god. He is like the fucking Wukong, the monkey king. Like, this man is like literally baby Jesus in the flesh. Like, he literally came through and he was just like, you know what? Yeah, I could borrow this power, but I'm not gonna do it because like I am the power. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy because we have people like Mira and we have Dewe that hang out with him, you know, and these are the same people that are borrowing power from different gods. They are borrowing power from different people throughout history. You know what I'm saying? They're like using that power to gain strength. When we have somebody like Morty, who is the actual vessel that harbors this power, the power that he manifests comes from within. So like, to learn a deeper part of his secrets and to learn a deeper part of his character, we're really gonna have to keep up with this series. Me personally, I'm about to start reading the webtoon. I don't know if they're gonna continue to animate it. If you do know that, let me know in the comment section, because like, you know, your boy be out of the loop sometimes. Let me know, you know what I'm saying? If you have any other videos you want to see me talk about, you know, any other topics you want to see me talk about, let me know in the comment section below. And with that being said, my name is Shinobi. Stay true, stay real. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. The best way to get notified that I upload a video is turn on post notifications. And with that being said, finally, I'm going to see you guys later. And until next time, boy!